Deborah, this is your November 22nd, 2015, I think, lesson. Good setup. And remember, before we took this video, we had a problem with our hands being thrown away, and it was still, the club face was still a little closed or closed at takeaway. Well, this is really good swing. Let me just run this thing through. Kind of slow motion. I mean, you can kind of play with that. And you're mixing it with way better tempo, and you're down to, from Mach 2 or 3 to, Mach 1. So the speed is a lot better. So let's get into some details. And right at the end of the lesson, we bumped into something that's going to be causing you problems that we need to address. So club head is in perfect position right now. See, the butt of the club is now where the red is. So that's like, what, maybe 4 inches, something like that. So you'll be losing some connection in here. Hands are too far away. But having said that, this is all, it's a little steep, but pretty much on plane. Nice shoulder tilt. Let's check the head out. Yeah, you still would like to see a little pre-turn of that head, maybe 5 degrees, something like that. And keep it there, sort of, when I finally get that straw, put it in your mouth, it should be pointed out, behind the ball, maybe a foot. It should stay there until post-impact. So see the head is turning, you're losing sight of the camera's losing sight of your eye, your right eye. Now, that's really good shoulder tilt there. And the hands are in a good spot too. Earlier on, remember you had trouble getting too deep. This is a pretty good spot here. And then when shin hits let's just track the butt of the club, because comes up here. That seems pretty linear. But you have kind of this throw move. It's starting to. It's actually quite good. And as we said earlier before we started filming, it's in a really good spot there. And then we kind of have this loop thing through here. Now it's slightly crossed, but the first move on the way down in transition, the head of the club should move away from the target line. Yours actually moves towards it. It's here, and then you go. So that's going to promote too steep. And sure enough, the butt of the club if we're going to take a line down the shaft of the club, it's pointed to here. Should be pointed at the ball. So, as you come down, you kind of throw it starts down okay on the red line, even though the shaft is too steep. The way the butt of the club is traveling is okay till here. Now it comes away from the red dots. And here, see, now it's here. So it's gone up the red dots, and then it comes down to here. Yeah, Phil, should be red. There. And remember, this is what we found. To hit the ball, we've got to get back. This yellow line is the where you need to get the shaft to hit the ball. And it's here. Let's draw a red line here. So, as I said, so you got, that's the butt of the club, that's like a foot off of where it was. The good guys, it may end up in here. They may have a red line, even a little steeper than that, even a little further away. So they may have it in here. The butt of the club might be, 2 inches out, but this is almost a foot. That's like 10 inches. You're going to be pushing rope. Now, the hip pockets have come away from the back wall, and I think that's primarily because it's too steep. As you start here, woof, it's on that green line, which is too steep. Now, you almost have to stand up to get out of the way and watch. It's kind of what you do. See this stand-up thing? Stand up and kind of get on your toes. So that good spine tilt you had at a dress is just about vaporized. See how your spine angle is like in here now, look. Butt comes away from the wall. Hands go away from the body. So we have to work, at home with a high-backed dining room chair and just do rotation where you keep one hip pocket on the back of the top of the chair. He keeps connected to that back wall. On the back swing, you do it okay. It comes away a little. He pushes back with the right cheek. Now he comes through. And bam, he'd be pushing over that chair with his left. An impact, that spine angle has actually increased over a dress. So I think that's what we need to work on, and that's what we did in the lesson, is keep your hip pockets against the back wall. And, talking to my mentor about, your best bet is just get in a mirror and get that butt of the club coming up those red dots and down those red dots instead of flying out this way. And he likes the idea of the mirror thing where you choke up, just like I mentioned, you choke up maybe a foot, so you have the foot of the club. So in the mirror you can see, instead of having a little pointer of the T, you have a foot pointer of the club, and up it and down it. Sort of like in the mirror you should be tracking, draw a line of B. He takes it up the red line, down the red line. So you just keep going like that. Another suggestion he had was, feel like that arm stays in contact with your upper pec right now to get the hands out to this point. Oops, wrong way, sorry. To get the hands out to, they started here on this yellow and they ended up here. So you're losing contact with your left bicep and your upper left pec. And that's why I like the idea of putting an extra glove into the left armpit and keeping it there. That keeps you from throwing your hands. But, in general, it's a good swing. You're going to have inconsistencies because your hip pockets are coming away from the back wall and your hands are moving from address to impact positions, it's almost a foot. So we need to clean that up a bit. Let's take a look at this angle. You know, it still looks like we've got more weight on the right side, right? And, you know, but good grip. Look at the grip. Very nice. And right now your head's turned. You can see that left ear. It's pre-turned. But then you got this creep back to it wants to go back to the target. It collides with your left shoulder. And this is going to be hard for you. It's work to keep it on plane. Then your head kind of gives a bit, then it turns, rotates more. I say rotate it like this at the start and saves all that movement. That's a pretty strong backswing. I'd like to see that left shoulder more over the right foot a little more. See how it's kind of leaning towards the target. It's really a great turn. You know, this is, you know, in the old days you didn't have that. That's pretty well extended. Hands are pretty far from their head. So that's pretty good effort. Now, what we want to do is get that push off the right instep. So it's a push off. You know, I like that angle. I like that angle. You know, I like to see that shoulder a little more on the right foot. Now when you come down, we should see a push off that right instep. Boom. And we should start seeing some space between your knee and that line. And we don't. Now it kicks in. It's a little late. But look at this. This is great action through here. It's really good. And we talked about releasing that right side. Really looks good, Deborah. You know, the straight arm here. You got a bit of a chicken wing thing. We want at this point we want that left elbow pointing down so it can fold. But all in all, that's really a strong follow through. So let's work more on pushing off the instep. This is good foot action. Remember, for a while you're going to be kind of stuck back on your right heel, so that's improved. So you have a nice weight shift. See how you get it over the left side. You got the left leg post. That's really good. You know, I like to see that glove, that left glove covered up a bit with the right hand. Yeah. At that point.